you can
No, no script
improvise.
needed. Hey everyone, welcome to another weekly update where we share everything that's been going on the past week. Actually, in the 7 hours that we worked together this past week, right?
Yeah, we've got some pretty good updates this week. The first one would be how we made a few dollars.
Finally, our first dollar. So you're not going to see a zero in the title of the email this week. Our plan last week was to auction up some of the projects that we'd worked on in the past that were really just collecting dust, not earning us any revenue, and we weren't working on them anymore. I got this idea from Josh Pigford and then just thought, what if we do a reverse Dutch auction where it starts at the highest price and then anybody can buy it after the auction starts and it drops by $1 every 10 seconds. The whole auction would finish in a 24-hour period, roughly. We ran that experiment and we were able to.
Sell it for $500+ We picked Podzilla out of the applications that we worked on.
We mentioned we were going to pick that last week. So, yeah, pretty excited. This is the first time we're doing this sort of thing. We weren't even sure if we were going to sell anything. We have a pretty limited audience. None of us are influencers or anything. So, it was good to see that we were able to at least command hundreds of dollars instead of single digit dollars. In my book, that's considered a good early sign and something that we're planning to do this coming week as well, because we've
Yeah,
amassed a whole bunch of these projects that are really not doing anything right now. Probably a good idea to just sell it to someone and they benefit from it. So that's the goal.
yeah. And the one thing that we, as part of our transparency policy, we've had a few experiments.
A
Yeah,
transparency policy.
it is. We are very
That's right.
transparent,
Yeah.
but
We take transparency pretty seriously around here. We'll just have you
exactly.
know
Yeah,
it. Please go ahead,
yeah.
Mr. Ibrahim.
Yeah, one of the things, the way we were able to sell our first application in the reverse auction was we tried a few techniques, one of which was to actually post to our networks in LinkedIn and Twitter, and that was the most effective. We actually done Reddit and Slick Views as well, but we were banned. Reddit is very closed and it's very harsh environment to actually publicize on. So that's something you guys could avoid in the future. It's a cool type of marketing, to be honest. If you're slow at it, you need to build pace, go for it. Otherwise, avoid altogether. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So the auction stuff and then also the auto dial stuff, which was the other big thing that we wanted to get rid of. Still not approved. We like, I don't know how anyone builds apps. Honestly, the review cycle is a huge pain. And we're stuck at in-app payments now. We actually had two issues initially, the login with Apple, which we could never get working on the simulator. And then we wanted to try on a physical device and couldn't get that working either. So then we were like, forget it. We're going to ditch Google login. We're going to ditch Apple login, just get the process going. And then we got rejected because of in-app payments. I thought we had in-app payments through Stripe, but apparently it's a different thing. Tried testing it on the simulator. Doesn't work either. We just got an error. Tried testing on a physical device, but couldn't get that working either. So we just submitted it and we're hopeful that it goes through this time, but we really have no idea if it will. And then submitted. Hopefully that goes through.
And that's a reminder that's for iOS, for Apple, for Android, things are okay.
But we don't have any users on Android yet. We haven't announced it or anything. We're hoping that we just do both of them together and not put a caveat everywhere that this is Android only. But hopefully in the next couple of days, we'll hear back with the approval and then we'll be able to move ahead.
One final note is that we're actually doing this 7 hours a week. We're trying our best to get as much done in the short time frame that we're actually dedicating to this.
In
So
addition to philosophizing, which is something that takes up
yeah,
like
which
quite a bit
part
of
of
the 7 hour.
yeah, that's true. Let's call it brainstorming instead of philosophizing.
Yeah, exactly. In the little time that we have left, we try to get stuff done. So hopefully this week, our goal with this upcoming auction is to get more than the last auction. So try out a few things and see what works. And we'll send details in the email as usual with everything that we learned in the process. With that said, that's pretty much it. We'll see you guys next week.
Share the journey with your friends and family. It'd be nice to have others benefits from whatever we're doing.
AI makes it easier to build stuff, but you still have to figure out how to make money, which is what we're pushing ourselves to do in these weekly reviews. So if you know anyone who's in a similar position, wants to learn how to build AI stuff and maybe figure out how to sell it, then send them a link and have them join this email list so they get these updates too. All right, folks. Adios. Catch you guys in the next one.